the new Breeders' Cup format of the two-year-olds running on Friday, the Breeders' Cup Distaff, it's back on Saturday's card, and it's a terrific battle. The olders versus the younger horses, the three-year-olds, and a terrific matchup involving Abel Tasman, Monomoy Girl, as well as many others. And the best way to play this Breeders' Cup Distaff and all Breeders' Cup races is to play it through NYRA Head on over to NYRABets.com. A special Breeders' Cup new member bonus, bet 200, get 250, available through Saturday. Use promo code BC250, and many good things available to members of NYRA, including his 10% winner's bonus on all doubles, linking Breeders' Cup races throughout Friday and Saturday. Head to NYRABets.com for more information on this and a special 3 million point hit and split. The late pick 4 at Churchill Downs, which will conclude, it will start with the Breeders' Cup Distaff, but conclude with the Chaluki, which is the race run after the Classic. 3 million point hit and split. Play it through NYRA. A lot of money up for grabs. And here is the field for this year's Breeders' Cup Distaff. I don't want to knock morning lines. If I made morning lines, I would make terrible ones. But Abel Tasman, if she's 7-2 or higher, I don't think she hits the board. I think she'll be the second choice, very close behind Monomoy Girl. Here is, in my opinion, the quintessential race of the year. This was Abel Tasman in a late, throwing it down at Saratoga. I don't care about the inquiry. The result was what it was, whether you agree or not. One thing we can all agree on, this was a tremendous race. It got a 105 buyer. It could have got a 114 buyer. Wowcat, who we'll talk about later, who won our Beldame, was left 10 lengths in their wake. If the Abel Tasman that ran in the Personal Ensign shows up at Churchill Downs on Saturday, this will be a blowout. She'll bury the field. She's a very, very good horse. But the problem is, what happened to her last time in the Zenyatta? And we'll go out to Santa Anita for the Zenyatta, where Valdori, a much lesser horse for Bob Baffert, upset the field. I thought the La Force ran extremely well in that race, actually, and I think she actually has a chance to get at least a piece in this Breeders' Cup race. But Abel Tasman, I mean, she's basically being eased by rider Mike Smith. Bob Baffert said she was sick in that race. She ran so badly, you tend to believe it. I hate making excuses for bad performances. I still think that Abel Tasman cannot be dismissed in this race, and in some ways is the horse to beat, because the good Abel Tasman is better than these horses. But let's face it, Monomoy Girl has been absolutely sensational throughout her career in the dirt. And while she finished first and was justifiably DQ'd in the cotillion because she rode Midnight Bisou all around the racetrack, she ran the best race that day. She didn't make the lead early, she was on a dead rail for much of the running, and she was involved in a heated pace, and she couldn't hold off Midnight Bisou, who got an absolute dream trip, except for, of course, being fouled. But she got placed first. If she hadn't been fouled, she might have won by a length or so. But Monomoy Girl, I believe that this effort in the cotillion was the best effort of her career. And Monomoy Girl is posted well on the outside, and when you consider the questions about Abel Tasman, I think you have to make Monomoy Girl the horse to beat in this race, because you just don't know if the good Abel Tasman is going to show up. And Monomoy Girl, she shows up every single time she races, and she doesn't need the lead. She can stalk from the outside. She is, in my opinion, the one to beat, but this is a very good matchup. And I hope the good Abel Tasman shows up, and we'll see if Monomoy Girl can handle her. How about Wowcat for trader Chad Brown? She got her big grade 1 in the Beldame. But let's be honest, this was not a Beldame for the ages. Without a late, without Abel Tasman, the older fillies and mares, they're not quite as good. But I will say that Wowcat improved. It was her third start in this country and third start for Chad Brown, and this was the kind of effort they had been looking for. But the question is, can she take another step forward? Because if Monomoy Girl runs her good race, she's going to beat this horse Wowcat. If Abel Tasman shows up with even her A- effort, she's going to beat Wowcat. But I think you can't totally dismiss Wowcat because of the connections, and she's improving for this race. Let's head to Keeneland for the Spinster, which is always a big prep for this race. And I don't think anybody's going to deny that Blue Prize was much the best in here, because she won this race despite the fact that she was looking to get some burgoo in the grandstand around the 16th pole. I mean, she ducks out severely and still wins. I like Blue Prize, and I love her connections. Nacho Correas, her trainer's very good, but at the end of the day, even though she's run well at Churchill in the past, I think she's a cut below these rivals, and I prefer other horses. And actually, my oddball horse is La Force, who I think has run very well for Patrick Gallagher in California. But I went obvious in here. Monomoy Girl, on top of Abel Tasman, Wildcat a distant third, and a little filler with La Force. It's the Breeders' Cup Distaff. A lot of memorable Breeders' Cup Distaffs have been run, and this one, a great battle between the 3-year-olds and the older horses. And it starts off the late pick 4 at Churchill Downs, and no better way to place this bet than to place it through Naira Bets. If you hit it, you'll split it. 3 million points on the late pick 4, which starts the Distaff and ends with the Chaluki, the race after the Breeders' Cup Classic. Also, once again, all doubles linking Breeders' Cup races, a 10% winner's bonus if you play through Naira Bets, and no better way to play all the races, the Breeders' Cup action in all races, to play through Naira Bets in a special Breeders' Cup new member bonus. Bet 200, get 250, available through Saturday, November 3rd. Promo code is BC250. The Breeders' Cup Distaff, always one of the highlights of Breeders' Cup weekend.